Hey, I'm Carlos Garcia, and today we're getting into part 5 of these 250 anniversary bottles, and I only have a few left. I'm still waiting on some of the mail, so I was going to do the haul video for June today, but timing didn't work out. So you'll probably see the next video, the haul video for June, and then continuing with this series because, you know, some companies are much faster at sending out than others. So still waiting on like 3 bottles. So once we get those in, we'll do the last video. But today we got 4 more, and hopefully they're not bad like part 4, even though you guys liked part 4 so much. So many comments about enjoying seeing me suffer. You know, thanks, I guess. Anyways, but let's do a giveaway. All right, so this is for part 2. Don't even remember what was in part 2, but I think there was some decent ones. And the winner is Jerry. Speaking of Jerry, Jerry hooked me up with a couple bottles for this series. Congratulations, Jerry. All right, once again, we have 4 different bottles. All of them have 250th anniversary attached to them somehow. There's only like a few bottles left, so I can narrow it down on my head a little bit. And some of these are 100%, they switched out like the label, it's the same juice. So we'll see what happens today. I am excited about a couple bottles that this could be, mainly the ones that Jerry actually sent to me or let me borrow. But let's get into the nose on A. All right, A on the nose, something very familiar. I don't think this is something I haven't had before. Dusty peanut, sweet, slight fruit, slight peanut butter. Nothing wrong with that nose at all. I enjoy that nose quite a bit, actually. It does remind me of something I've had before. I don't know what, but I don't think I'm the best at like trying to headshot bottles like that. But anyway, let's go to B. All right, good nose on B too. Green Jolly Rancher oak. Light overall. It wasn't too much outside of that Green Jolly Rancher note, which wasn't like crazy intense in your face, but a decent amount that I enjoyed that nose, but not complex, but decent. Nothing wrong with there. Let's go to C. Oh boy, another decent nose. None of these noses are like blowing me away or anything, but all of them are decent with nothing too off-putting. Woody, marshmallow, peanut, hazelnut, low nutty forward. These are all different from each other, which is good. And you know I've been kind of shitting on all these 250 releases, very gimmicky and stuff like that. But it has made me buy brands of bourbon, whiskey, whatever, that I haven't owned before or tried before. So it's kind of given me a little bit of a gateway into some of these brands. So if for anything else, it has done that. So let's get to the nose on D. I mean, D's nose is insane. There's probably more notes here, but I was like, too many already. Dr. Pepper, cola, dark, bitter chocolate, tobacco, leather. 100% that crazy profile that's darker. We've had one. What was the one that we had already in these 250th that was like the darker profile? I don't actually. Hold on. The Whiskey War. Good thing I have my notes right in front of me. So the Whiskey War. This is much darker than that Whiskey War one. This reminds me of as dark it can possibly get in that realm. This is all the way on one end of the spectrum here. So 4 very unique noses. So let's see how the palates are. This is where it kind of always gets not so good. So fingers crossed for today, guys. Whew. A on the palate. First sip wasn't the best. First sip of the day. Hopefully that's the problem. There was a slight ethanol note, a peanut, a slight banana note, sweet fruit. Overall, kind of back and forth. On the finish, slight ethanol, toasted marshmallow, a not so good woody note. The problem with this one was the ethanol-y notes. I'm guessing this is more of a younger thing. There are a lot of craft bottles over there still, so second sip. So familiar on the nose, but this palate's not reminding me of anything really. The ethanol notes are still there. It's thin. There's not a long finish. I never had any new notes. Oh, I did. Peanut on the finish. It's not terrible. Again, this might be one of the situations like, if this is cheap enough, fine. But if this is $150, not so fine. There's a, kind of going back and forth in my head here, because like, It's not bad, it's not good. It's kind of just so like right down the middle. It's just like everything's kind of hovering around like okay, like right down the middle. No, it's okay. That's all I got for A. It's fine. Is that something I would want to be drinking on like a regular basis? Not really. I don't think that's like a special pour. And again, these are all 250 anniversary things, and most of these are LEs and all that kind of stuff. So I don't think A is really anything special. Hopefully it's a cheap one. Hopefully. Let's go to B. All right, B, I do like it more than A. Nothing off-putting at all about it. This has to be a rye. It's very rye forward to me. Green Jolly Rancher, rye. And anytime I pick up like a rye note and think it's a rye, I think of other rye notes like spearmint, mint, you know, pine, all that kind of stuff. And I wasn't picking up any of that stuff. So what I was getting was like more of a rye grain, like just that I know it's a rye. So I wrote rye grain, oak, sweet, some rye spice there. On the finish, rye spice, green apple, oak, sweet. I did like the finish a little bit more than the palate, but overall still very good. Second sip. So on second sip, I didn't write any new notes, but it started drinking not as rye forward. It's possible that coming off of A was just so much more rye dominant than A that just came off so strong. This time I drank almost more like a bourbon, but you can still taste a lot of rye influence there. Now I'm thinking if it's a high rye bourbon. Put all my money on it, that was rye the first sip. So I do 3 sips. Still good though. I do like this. One more sip. Pretty good. I would consider that a bourbon lover's rye. It might be just on the edge there though. I think because there's a little bit, maybe too much rye, but it's not. Because you know, I drink a lot of ryes as well, and there's ryes that are very rye forward. To me, this isn't very rye forward, but you know you're drinking something that's a rye, or at least high rye. I'm starting to doubt myself now. But decent, I do like that. Again, that would be more of like a value thing. If it's too expensive, I don't think that's worth it. But around $75, I think that's around that should be. I don't know. Let's go see. All right, this is one of these bottles that's like the nose, the palate, and the finish are all very similar. So the palate and the finish, basically same notes. It's very woody, very nutty. Nutty in the hazelnut direction. Sweet. I did write wood spice and proof spice. It's decent. It's not too complex. It's kind of all kind of very similar. Not bad though. Again, this would be another one of these things where it's based off the price. I'm not sure everyone will like these woody notes though. We'll see. Second sip. All right, so that second sip was interesting because I was almost like thinking this wood was like a younger wood. But then, you know, the more I had on my palate, I got a lot more ripe fruit, which transitioned to a nice strawberry, like I was gonna say strawberry Laffy Taffy, but we'll just go with a strawberry, a sweet strawberry note on the finish. So that's a weird one, right? So where B kind of stayed the same throughout the 3 sips, kind of, C got much more improved on the second sip there because it gave a lot more balance on what was kind of like the same type of notes. And that's what I like. I like balance. Third sip. Man, C just kept getting better. It just tastes, I didn't actually write anything new there. It just tastes better every sip I was getting to it. I kind of scored B and C the same, so 100% something I go back and forth on, and they're very different from each other, so it's gonna be one of those things where what do I like better today? But B and C, good. So far I got 2 out of 3 that are good, guys. You know, these are good numbers. Let's go to D. All right, let's go. That was very different, let me tell you. It's very similar to the nose. Dr. Pepper, it did drink young to me. I actually crossed out crafty because I wasn't getting the cardboardy notes. It just seemed young to me. But there's so many other notes here that it's just like, who cares really? That's how I was like thinking in my head. Very, very dark profile. Wood, coffee, very coffee forward. On the finish, it was just coffee, but continue on the palate. Tobacco, leather. On the finish, coffee, coffee beans. To the point where I was trying to get other notes, but I think that it was so strong with like the coffee beans on the finish that I couldn't pick up anything else. But very different. I kind of think I already know what this is. I haven't tried this bottle yet, but this reminds me of 100% of the dettling I have, and there is a dettling in the pool. Thank you, Jerry. So if this isn't the dettling, and I haven't had a dettling yet, and it's like in the next lineup probably, would be crazy that someone else is doing something similar to dettling, because dettling is doing crazy stuff. Second sip, more of the same. I did write sweet on the finish this time, almost like the coffee had some sugar. Like it's a cappuccino or something. So it's weird because it is such a unique pour that I would think this is 50-50 for people that like this, because it's so different. This doesn't drink like your typical whiskey at all. This is very far outside of the box. But it's one of those bottles that having a couple of these types of bottles in your collection and trying it with different people, kind of see who likes it, who doesn't, because it's so unique. I don't know. It's a fun pour. I don't remember what the price is. I'm gonna have to look up the price if this is the dettling. I know this was a lottery situation that I did not win, but my buddy Jerry won. Let's go third sip. Around the finish time, those tobacco leathery notes started popping up a little through the coffee notes. The finish was never bad. It's just the first one was just so strong with the coffee thing and just took over the whole thing. Am I gonna score this high? This is a problem. It's so unique. It is gonna score at least the same score as these guys. I feel like I'm gonna score a little higher. Okay, I gotta A/B all these to kind of figure it out. But A is definitely kind of the bottom of these four, but B, C, and D are very different. So I gotta figure out what I'm liking today. So I'll be right back. All right, that was a lot more fun than part 4, that's for sure. So went back and forth a lot and got myself some scores. So I was right on the dettling, kind of right on the maker's mark, but we'll get into it a little bit. But I do need to say thank you to Jerry, because Jerry actually let me borrow the Rittenhouse and the dettling for the series, and he's gracious enough to do samples as well. So if you want to enter to win 2-ounce samples of all 4 of these, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment with 250 part 5. We're making it real easy this whole time. All right, let's get into it. So there's a huge price difference between some of these. For example, our last placer, the bottle that came in last place was this Maker's Mark, and it's 30 bucks. I scored this a 2.9, and the only thing Maker's Mark did here was double wax it, red, white, the buttons blue, and there you go. That's their 250th contribution. So it's regular Maker's Mark, just red, white, and blue. Fine, 30 bucks, can't complain. I mean, it's decent. It's Maker's Mark. It is what it is. I don't think anyone's gonna cry about it. You know, didn't make the price any higher unless it's actually cheaper than that, but that's what I pay for this specific bottle. I don't exactly buy Maker's Mark on a regular, so no idea what the actual price of regular Maker's Mark is. So then it came down to these 3, all very different. 2 of them are $100. So these Rittenhouse 10-year and the Knobel is both $100, and the dettling is $180. You had to win it through lottery. Jerry won through lottery. I did not, so that's how he got it. I got the Knobel from their website, which, if you guys don't know what Knobel is, because it's probably the smallest brand up here, and is this in 3rd place? No, let me just go in the order. Sorry, Knobel. In 3rd place was actually the Rittenhouse 10-year rye. And they, you know, that's a whole new label for them for the 250th. They didn't just slap a sticker like these guys over here did, but that's, you know, a whole label design and everything. So they put a little bit more effort into it. It's 100 proof, bottle and bond. Even the top, the neck, it has the whole thing. So I do like the effort they put in there. It is very good. I scored a 3.5. It's a very good rye. Can't complain too much about it. I did like the Knobel a little bit better. I scored a 3.6, and what I was about to say before, because Knobel is a brand, again, I was kind of saying throughout this, where some of these bottles I've never had anything from. Knobel is one of those brands I've never had anything from. And so this is from the Mike Rowe, the Dirty Jobs guy. I'm pretty sure he started this, but he's on the commercials and stuff for it. I see it on Facebook all the time, but they slapped a sticker on here, 7 years anniversary edition, 250th. So this is a single barrel Tennessee whiskey, and pretty decent. I like this. 100 bucks again. I think it's a little bit too high for what it is, but I scored 3.6 and it did pretty well. Now we go to this crazy dettling over here. This is my winner, old dettling. Of course it's my winner. I scored a 3.75. This is not for everyone. This is not for everyone. I'm telling you that right now. I can see a lot of people drinking this, just like the dettling I have, and not liking it. It's very different, and it is a unique pour. But I do like this. But what did they do? They just slapped a little sticker on it. That's like this looks like every other dettling that I've seen out there. This is barrel 659, dark blue. You know what I mean? It's shiny, it's sparkly blue, so, you know, kind of looks patriotic if they added some red to it, I guess, and some white. I don't know. But it's 54 months old and 60%, so, you know, 120 proof. But good. 180 bucks, can only win a lottery. That's the biggest problem with dettling. Dettling is now, you know, a lot of people are chasing them, and the prices are a little too high. Once again, I think the only thing that's actually priced correctly is the Maker's Mark. I think for $30, you're getting what you're paying for. I think these bowls should be around 75, and this is so unique, it's so hard to kind of put a price point on it. But I think 180 is still too much for what it is. But it commands more than on secondary, so obviously 180 is still not too expensive for it. So let me know if you had any of these. You know, we're getting close to the end of this series. Thank goodness, I guess. So don't know stupid. And if you do, don't get caught. Bye.